The US Open is here. Hope you brought your umbrella. Hi everyone, it's Eric with ATN Tennis. Thought I would dust off the YouTube channel and do a quick preview of the men's singles draw for this year's US Open. I do have a women's preview coming up for tennisnow.com if you want to check it out. But let's jump right in with the guys. World number one Novak Djokovic comes into this year's US Open, something of a question mark. He did lose earlier than expected in Cincinnati, but I expect Djokovic to get his game going in the early rounds. He could face Grigor Dimitrov early on. That could be an interesting matchup. But what everyone is looking forward to is a potential quarterfinal with Juan Martín del Potro. Of course, del Potro, many feel, has the game to win a second US Open title. He and Djokovic certainly had a great semifinal at Wimbledon. I expect Djokovic to be primed and ready for that encounter. I see Djokovic prevailing and reaching the semifinals. The next section of the draw features defending champion Andy Murray doing something for the first time in his career, being a defending champion at a Grand Slam. And that's something that Murray himself has said even he isn't quite sure how he's going to handle. Murray's been rather lackluster coming into the US Open. What could be waiting for him in the quarterfinals is a rematch against Thomas, aka the King of Twitter, Berdych. Of course, Berdych did beat Murray in Cincinnati. He certainly has the big game to do it again, but this time I expect Murray to have sorted himself out, get his gears going, and beat Berdych in that match, but it could go 5 sets. The next section of the draw is something I like to call Who Knows, because frankly, who knows who's going to come out of the section headlined by number 4 seed David Ferrer. Ferrer has played pretty awful coming into the US Open. You also have here number 8 seed Richard Gasquet, who, as we all know, doesn't really like being a top seed anywhere. So the thinking is that one of the big hitters that's landed here are going to be the ones that's going to prevail. You've got Milos Raonic, you got to the finals of Montreal, you've got Jerzy Janowicz, who reached the semis of Wimbledon, and you have Ernest Gulbis of Latvia. Now, Gulbis is playing with a lot more confidence these days. He likes the big stage. He likes playing the top guys. He could play Ferrer in an early round. And if you could pick anyone to come out of an unpredictable section, it just might be Ernest Gulbis. The bottom section of the draw features number 2 seed Rafael Nadal, who's coming off an incredible last couple of weeks, having won both Montreal and Cincinnati, remaining undefeated on the hard courts this year. He's got an opener against American Ryan Harrison. He then could face John Isner again. Of course, they met in the Cincinnati finals. As we all know, Isner has been known to get bogged down in the early rounds of the Grand Slams, so there's no guarantee he would reach that appointment with Nadal, but if they do, that could be Nadal's first real test. Of course, everyone is hoping for a rematch again with number 7 seed Roger Federer. Now, there's been a lot of hand-wringing and a lot of angst over the fact that Federer is seeded number 7 this year, but let's face it, he's had an okay season. He's had a lot of early round exits, and again, he comes into the Open very vulnerable. He's got the draw with a bunch of clay court specialists that he should get through, but there's no guarantees here. And even if he were to get to the quarters with Nadal, I know a lot of people got excited when he took Nadal to 3 sets in Cincinnati, but those courts play a lot faster than the ones at Flushing Meadows, and if Nadal and Federer meet, I expect Nadal to get through that one in 3 sets and reach the semis. That would set up a semifinals with Djokovic versus Murray, and then Gulbis versus Nadal. And I would expect both Djokovic and Nadal to prevail to contend yet again for another major title. And so long as Nadal remains aggressive, stays close to the baseline, and attacks on his returns against Djokovic, then I see Nadal raising his second US Open trophy. So those are some quick thoughts on the US Open. Check back for more videos throughout the 2 weeks and follow me on Twitter at ATN Tennis. Talk to you soon.